My box is purple. She's got sparkles. She's very fancy. And that's the box that I fit in. And January helped me kind of figure that out about myself.
Hi, Peyton. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. It's so good to see your face. I love this movie. So congratulations, first of all. If we were kind of making a scrapbook that had, fun on-set memories or maybe making of secrets, what's one thing that sticks out to you that you would put in there?
I would say the biggest thing that I remember from filming is just hanging out with the cast, both on and off set. We were in a city that none of us had really ever been before. We were in Toronto. And so sort of getting to explore the city, go to different food places, go shopping, all stuff that we can't do right now. But just getting to do that as a cast, I think that those would definitely be memories I would be putting in our scrapbook.
I'd say probably when we used to go to the pool, that was
yes,
because we would like go over lines and stuff like that the night before. That was really fun. I'd say probably that, or when we went over stunts, those for sure are like one of our memorable moments.
Funniest memories that you should definitely put in that scrapbook. We got in trouble a lot in the schoolroom, but what she didn't tell you is that I never got in trouble in the schoolroom, even though I was the one that never did the schoolwork. I would always be sitting there and I'd be playing Mortal Kombat. I'd be playing video games, but I'd act like I'd be doing my schoolwork. So everyone in the classroom's getting mad at me because I'm the only person that's not getting in trouble for anything, even though I'm probably the most off-task person. And Laurel would always get on everybody else, and she'd totally cool with me, and I'm just sitting there playing video.
Teacher's pet.
That's a superpower in itself.
I know. And we'd be doing our work, and she'd be like, Olivia, what are you? I'm like, fuck. And I would sit opposite Bob so I could see him, and he'd be like, look, I just got a win.
She would snitch on me. She would snitch on me all the time. But I know all the commands on my computer. So I know how to switch out of all the applications super fast. So she never saw.
Spending time with the cast and all the kids that are in the secret society. Even though I'm not in the secret society, I did get to hang out with them when we weren't working. But we all got along so well, and just all the memories we made, where we were staying in the city, seeing the Raptors win the NBA Finals. Anything that was in the city, I feel like is just golden. So
yeah, and then for me as well, thinking of like outside stuff, we got to go to a restaurant opposite our apartment building, and so we got to go there, Boston Pizza, and we'd go and watch the Toronto Raptors games together, and it was a really good moment for cast bonding. And we'd go for pizza there at least once or twice a week, and that was definitely one of my favorite things to do, because we got to know each other just as ourselves and not as working on set all the time.
I think another favorite memory with me and Farley, so our characters are quite we're all friends in the movie, but Farley and I would have a routine every morning. We'd get up super early, go and get Starbucks. And then I remember on our first day there, we were like, let's go on an adventure around Toronto. And I was like, what's the bet you can get us around with no cell phones? So my cell phone was dead, and you didn't bring yours or something. And we got lost.
I did, but you made a bet not to use my cell phone. So I was like, okay, I'll do that.
And then we got really badly lost in Toronto. We got freezing cold, and we were
and she had a nail appointment.
Yeah, I had a nail appointment, and we were both in onesies, so we both looked really weird. So Farley and I would go on a lot of adventures like that. And
we got lost a lot.
Yeah, we got lost a lot in Toronto, but we just had such a good time offset as well. We'd throw dinner parties and game nights and just go on adventures in Toronto.
And I love that Sam's dad calls her a snowflake, and he says that your imperfections and flaws are what make you special. What's something you've kind of learned about yourself that you might think of was a flaw, but now you're like, no, this is really cool?
I think for me, I'm like a skinnier guy. So for me growing up, I was always insecure about me being skinny. And I had to not learn to deal with that, but realize I'm a little kid, and when I booked the movie, that's something that I really wanted to work on, to get in shape and to, get rid of that insecurity. And I feel like that's really something that I like learned to like love about myself throughout this movie, because I'm going on set and they're like, oh my God, all these costumes are like fitting you. We don't even have to do like, you know, a bunch of alterations. And it's like, okay, you know, this skinny figure, like, it's paying off.
So when I was younger, my hair used to be a lot straighter, and I thought that's how it was supposed to be. And then it like started to get curlier as I got older, like towards like, you know, the young, like 9 to 13 is where it's really started to like get curly and stuff. And I hated it. Like, I hated my curly hair. I just wanted it to be straight. But over time, I've learned to, you know, embrace the curl. I love my curly hair, and that's probably like one of my favorite assets, I guess I have. But yeah, I've leaned into it, and I love my hair now.
It's probably something about fitting in. I think to kind of specify on that, January is able to fit everywhere. And growing up, I've always felt, just based on the world and social media, that I don't necessarily have a box, and for a couple of years I didn't know where I fit, because I mean, I'm a British person, but I live in LA. I've been here for so long, but people still see me as like a tourist sometimes. I play music, I do aerial arts, like I've got so many different things about me, and so I felt like I didn't fit in for a while. And that's one of the things I had in common with January, is she's very confident and very outgoing, but she fits in every single box instead of no boxes. And I think when I realized that, and January helped me change my mentality about it, I was able to kind of accept myself a lot more, because instead of thinking I don't fit in any one box, actually I fit in every box, and I'm able to put parts of me in every box. And quite frankly, I make my own box now. Like, I talk to people about it, I go, my box is purple, she's got sparkles, she's very fancy, and that's the box that I fit in. And January helped me kind of figure that out about myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has such a long list of things that could fall under that category. I would say for me, a big thing, I am very strong-willed, and, you know, it can be a great thing and it can also be a not so great thing, depending on how you channel it and what you channel it into and towards. But yeah, that's definitely something that I've struggled with. You know, it gets me into trouble sometimes, and I get into fights with people sometimes and arguments a lot because I'm just not good at letting things go. But then when it is about important things, it really comes in handy to have to be able to have a strong hold on, you know, what you believe is right and fighting for that. So I think that's definitely something that I would say I've sort of struggled with finding, you know, how to direct it so that it's a positive characteristic as opposed to a negative one.
And that's kind of something you share with Sam. Is that part of the reason you wanted to take this role?
Definitely. I think I connected with Sam from the very beginning, from the first time I read the script, because like you said, she is very strong-willed and she is very independent. And while those are great attributes, they also come with difficulties, you know, like any trait, but especially those ones where you feel like, I'm going to do it my way and I'm going to do it by myself. You know, it's great to have that independence, but you don't want to let that hinder you and keep you from making friends and from building relationships. So I think that's definitely something that I can relate to, and it's definitely portrayed, I think, really well and really authentically in the film. So I would definitely say that that's something that that drew me to this project.
Where the fairy tale ends is where our story begins.